We'll be bringing you more on this story later here on Newsdesk. But to another crime story, the landlord who shot and killed his tenant over rent issues has been remanded in police custody by the Abekan District Court to be tested for COVID-19. Victor Steve Nanakankam, in an interview with JoyNews Monday, justified this action, claiming self-defense. The incident has been linked with the failure of the deceased to move out of a two-bedroom apartment rented from the landlord. Now, the suspect was provisionally charged with murder to allow the police investigate further. Here's a wrap of what happened in court yesterday by Adom FM's Mabna Dohu Mensah. It was an emotionally charged court as many families, friends and sympathizers of the deceased tenant, Benjamin Oche, besieged the Abekan District Court. The District Court, presided over by Her Worship Ajwa Echama Ofosu, remanded the suspect into police custody following requests by police for further investigations and also to test him for COVID-19. The suspect, who was charged with murder, is to reappear in court on June 8. The landlord had earlier stated he shot his tenant in self-defense. Family of Benjamin Oche prayed for justice.
Kobe is an upcoming musician and a very quiet person. I am a prophetess, so if my son is a bad boy, I will let everyone know and not shield him. I was home on Sunday when I received a call that my son is dead. Our son is currently at the mortuary, and we know his mother has money, but we leave his murderer in God's hands.
Mabna Dohu Mensah's report for JoyNews. Managing partner at Hay and Partners at Law, Ms. Hanifa Yahaya, says it is wrong for landlords to forcefully evict tenants after the expiration of their rent. Speaking on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM, Ms. Hanifa said landlords can go to court rather than evict tenants because they become statutory tenants and therefore protected by law.
The law states that at the end of your tenancy, as I already said, you should hand over. However, and the law envisages that it is possible for you to be unable, for one reason or the other, to hand over the premises at the end of your tenancy. Maybe you haven't found alternative accommodation. Maybe the alternative accommodation is not ready to be lived in. So in all instances, communication between the parties is key. So if you're unable to leave by the end of your term, you should be able to have a conversation with your landlord to say that I am not renewing. I will be moving out at the end of my term. However, my next place of abode is not ready for one reason or the other. Can you give me 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months for me to get ready and then move out? Now, once you have this conversation, and it is normally, no landlord will say, at all, leave, I won't allow you. If you have the conversation in good faith, then the landlord may say, okay, I'll give you 3 months for you to find your next place and move out.
And if the
landlord refuses, then you then become a statutory tenant. So like the example that I use, if by 31st January your rent has expired and you have not moved and you are still within the premises, on the 1st of February, you become a statutory tenant. And therefore, the landlord cannot forcibly evict you. The landlord will then have his remedies in the court to go and say, my tenant's rent has expired, give me an order to evict. Now, the law says that it is only after 1 month's rent is due and it's unpaid that the landlord can evict you.
Okay.
So let's say, as the example I have been using, January 31st, your rent expires. Come February 1st, the landlord cannot technically evict you because your rent has expired. You become a statutory tenant and then you go under the protection of the law. Now, if he's going to evict you for non-payment of rent or for any other reason, for recovery of possession because your term has expired, you would have to wait 1 month, after which if the rent has not been paid, then he can take action in court. Under no circumstance can a landlord or is a landlord allowed to forcibly evict a tenant or to make the tenant uncomfortable so as to leave. So you cannot take out the electricity, you can't stop water, you can't block the tenant from using bathroom or toilet facilities, you cannot antagonize the tenant in any way. All you need to do is to go to court or the rent magistrate to say that a tenant's rent has expired, he's still in my premises, I need to evict him.